Set one.
That's right. Again, Virginia looking for their first win over the Orange in 20 years. Last one was September of 2003, and we are underway. It is a service error, and it's point Syracuse.
Boy, just missing there was Lee, and you think about, you want to go for those serves, you want to put the pressure on the opponent right away at your home gym. It's a fine line right there. Alyssa
Burt will have the service for Syracuse, grad student from Oklahoma City. The transfer from Colorado State. It's Syracuse a 2-0 lead.
Well, we just talked about it. Winning the first contact, having that service pressure. You know, and as the match goes on, you're going to start to see those tendencies of who are the serving targets, who are the servers going for to try to have that edge. We'll see if she goes right back to the same person.
Burt.
Yep.
Just past the 10-foot opportunity for the Orange. That's Antonio. See a lot of her today. Back set. Nice dig on the back end. That's Schlichter.
Wow. Boy, and we're getting our first look at Tatter on the right side. You know, Abby doesn't usually play the right side. She's normally a middle. When we had our coaches call earlier in the week, Coach Wells said she wanted to mix things up a little bit, look at a little different lineup, and we're seeing kind of that 6-2 look right now with Tatter on the right side.
They're shifting to the 6-2 again. Tatter, heart and soul this team last year from San Diego, and the kill.
Boy, what a rip by Hecht.
CC Hecht, the transfer from Texas A&M, gets UVA on the board.
Yep. And that's a rhythm play, Kevin. You talk about getting out of rhythm a little bit in serve receive. You know, they were serving at her, putting some pressure on. Having a couple good swings early can calm those nerves and get her in the zone.
Shannon Wells calls her a baller, flat out. The Orange, Antonio is blocked.
Wow. That's a tough task right there to put on anyone. An out-of-system swing against that block. That's something we're going to have to watch as serve receive breaks down and you're getting out-of-system swing opportunities. Coverage has to be there, but you also have to hit smart shots and know if you don't go high hands, it's going to be tough.
Virginia put up a wall. That's set up and too far. And point to Virginia. They tied at 3.
Boy, Zaria Harris-Waddy she's getting some looks early here in the middle, and they're obviously trying to have some balance in offense to take a little bit of pressure off Antonio. But again, it's got to start with the pass.
Service ace for Virginia. That's 4 unanswered for the home team. CC Hecht keeps on rolling. We'll get one more look.
Boy, such a tough ball. You really have to watch it all the way into your platform because it's going to drop a little bit. They made a little shift in their pattern there to take it away.
Right in front for Antonio. Gives Virginia an opportunity. That's long. Syracuse ties it again, 4-4.
Yeah, Bowie wanted that one, boy. I could see the eyes big from up here. You know, anytime you get that good set in transition, you just want to make a statement. That one got a little bit away from her.
And she's the freshman we highlighted in the open. Trails Tatter and kills by just a few right into the net. Points for Virginia.
But you know, Kevin, one of the things that Coach Wells said in our coaches call is that they give Lauren Bowie the green light. You know, they want her to swing aggressively, and that they'll be okay if she has a couple of aggressive errors because they want that style of play from her. So we'll see how she does the next few swings if she keeps that aggressive mentality.
There's a kill. Woo! That's Harris-Waddy from Syracuse with her first. Rises up, punches it down.
Boy, you gotta love that if you're an Orange fan. Getting the middle involved early, getting that one-on-one situation, and having Waddy execute.
That's Bowie. Set up for Tatter for the kill.
Boy, with this new rotation, Kevin, what a 1-2 punch you're going to have for 2 rotations, not just one. For 2 rotations, you've got Bowie and Tatter up there next to each other, splitting the pins. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the Syracuse block.
You had Tatter last year. You lose Grace Turner, and Bowie comes in to save the day. She's been excellent. Virginia 6-5, and a service. Right up front. Searzant with the attack. Meanwhile, other side, it's Bowie again, 7-5.
What an impressive shot. I mean, you think about going outside the block of Syracuse, and, you know, Veronica Syracuse is a physical blocker. She just had enough of that lane to get the ball down the line. That's really tough to defend.
Coach Shannon Wells for Virginia said, I want you to hit Grandma in the front row rather than hold back if you're Lauren Bowie. Meanwhile, for Syracuse, they grab a point at 7-6.
Boy, Syracuse is on to something here with Waddy, with a great setter-hitter connection in the middle. If they can keep passing well and winning that first contact and serve receive, that could be a real weapon throughout the match.
Harris Waddy, the service and a service ace. The Lawnside, New Jersey native, makes it 7-7.
And you look at the serve receive pattern for Virginia, and it looks like Lauren Bowie was not intended to be a primary passer. Now she's backed up a little bit to handle that ball better, but might have caught her by surprise.
See if they come at her. They don't. Virginia scrambles. Chance for Syracuse.
Smart shot by Syracuse, taking the setter out of the play.
Nice play by Antonio, back line. Wall from Virginia. Antonio, another shot. Hits a kill.
Wow. Boy, if anybody looked at the stat sheet or the record coming in and thought Syracuse was going to be a pushover, they're proving right now it's anything but. They came to compete tonight.
By the way, Syracuse, a team with a ton of injuries early. I mean, they have overcome a ton of challenges. Virginia's able to even it up at 8.
But you're seeing a lot of smart volleyball from the Orange. You know, you're thinking about, you've got Waddy playing back row. I would assume normally that wouldn't be the case if you're full strength, but she's making some plays. She's serving tough and just extending rallies, you know, out of system. The last swing from Syracuse, taking the setter Lee out from Virginia and making their offense a little more one-dimensional. That's just high volleyball IQ right there. Good coaching.
Fighting on the road. That's what Coach Bakir said. He said the one word to describe this team is resilience.
Yeah. And we're seeing it tonight for sure. I think the challenge is going to be, Kevin, how long can you sustain that fight, especially if Virginia starts to get in a rhythm, right? And we get Tatter back in the front row. There's a physical block right there.
Schlichter is rejected up front by Chloe Wilson, the senior from Nashville, Tennessee. Another look.
Boy, Wilson and Jan, look at the technique here. Good footwork, throwing the hands up together, good press. Great technique on that double block.
Virginia by a pair in the service. Freed over.
Point scoring opportunity here.
The roll. Oh, what a save by Cuse. It's Schlichter again. Another chance.
Gotta go over.
Right to the net from Wilson. And Syracuse ties it again.
Yeah, and this is something we're going to have to watch, and this is part of what makes volleyball such a great sport. If you can just extend the rally defensively, it doesn't have to look great, but if you can just keep the ball off the floor and keep the opponent transitioning, sometimes you force errors like that, and then it tests their patience. So we'll have to see if Virginia can kind of level out here and get into a rhythm.
10-9, excuse me, and 11-9. What a kill. The power on the other side. CC Heck making her presence felt.
Yeah, I think she's seen enough of long rallies. She'll just score right now. Let's just do that.
Cross court, the kill from CC Heck. Boy, not messing around anymore. Slide and a chance for Virginia. Trying to lead by 3. Rejected up front, but it's a point to Virginia.
And you look at Hecht, and the first word that probably doesn't come to mind is physical, but she plays a physical game, and it's very deceptive. If you're a blocker, you might not think you have to press as long and hold, but you need to, because she can tool the block just like she did there as one of her ways to score.
Coach Wells calls her scrappy, says she's a chip on her shoulder, as Wilson is was blocked up front, but a point to Virginia was knocked out.
Yep. 2 tool shots, tool kills in a row for Virginia. That's one area that Syracuse is going to have to watch is, you know, making sure that you have good technique and presses. You're lining up well as a blocker. Because if they're just tooling the block, it's too easy.
Bird there.
Big high five.
You know what he said? It's a tough one. Used to go by Coach Ganesh. One's into the net, point to Syracuse. When him and his wife got married, she made him go with the full name. So I said, made it a little bit tougher on us, but it is what it is. Had to go all in.
Boy, credit to her. If you're going to get that name, you got to use it.
Use it.
Yep.
Virginia with a chance. Another one here. It's Wilson.
Wow. Boy, you know, you think about Wilson, how physical she is with the length. Going at Antonio, I'm not sure I want to play that game. You know, if the line is there, go ahead and hit it. But she's had success cross court. There was a little seam in the block. We'll see what shot selection she goes with her next opportunity. And here it is.
It's Wilson. Yeah, blocked up by Antonio again. Another chance.
Boy, and that's 3 tips in a row by Virginia coming out of that break. So you have to wonder, does Coach Wells see something from early play so far that makes her think that'll either get them way out of system or, you know, maybe some point scoring opportunities? But so far, the Orange has really handled those short tips in the front third zone very well. So I'm not sure how much longer Virginia wants to go with that.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Syracuse continues to feed Shirley Antonio. It's something we expected. Main source of offense. They do it again here. And they get the kill.
Boy, you can be dug in and you think you're ready until that kind of pace comes at you, you know, and you just think about, you know, if you're in Gamillion's shoes in left back and seeing that come at you, and still the pace is just, it's tough to handle.
Coach Bakiri said, we need a play. We are going to go to her every single time. Here's a chance, other side from Heck. The roll opportunity for Cuse, trying to bring it within 1. Antonio rejected.
A little bit of a tight set there, a little bit of a trap set, and that's one thing Antonio has to know, is to recognize as an attacker. In those situations, you can't hit the ball down. That's going into the block. It's really tough to cover. I'm sure she'll make an adjustment if she gets that same look.
Syracuse trailing Virginia in blocks 4-0. That's been huge for the UVA lead. Cross-court kill.
Yeah, and this is a really great matchup for Virginia. You know, when you've got Bowie on Ledmuller, the right side to setter for Syracuse, I think that that's a blocking matchup that Virginia will take every time. A little miscommunication.
It's happened a couple times for the Orange. Back set. Kill.
Wow.
Tatter getting her going. That's a scary sight for the Orange.
Well, and again, you put yourself, you know, in Waddy's shoes, the middle here for Syracuse. You've got Bowie to your right. You've got Tatter to your left. You know, Virginia's in system. They have a great pass. You've got to stay balanced and just try to make a play, but that's a lot of stress on a middle blocker.
Up front for Antonio. Who's it going to be this time? It's in the back for Hecht. Antonio again.
Wow, great touch. Great touch by Antonio. You see her decelerate into her approach, really disguising that off speed well. But how about the defense for Syracuse? This is one of their better defensive rotations. You know, with the backcourt players they have, they can really extend rallies here for the next 3 or 4 points and maybe tie it up.
Talk about them being able to fight point after point. They're showing it. Tatter is long. It's a point to Syracuse.
Great recognition there by Greta Schlichter. That's a fun name.
Schlichter, you nailed it too. It's the freshman from Germany.
Wisely letting that go out of bounds.
All right, they go forward to Bowie who gets the kill. So much power.
Yep.
From the Virginia freshman.
I'll show you what a ball going into court looks like. There you go. But I've really been impressed so far, Kevin, with the passing of really both teams, but particularly Virginia. From our vantage point, Syracuse is serving tough, and Virginia's handling those pretty well and staying in system.
Bowie, Coach Wells mentioned us in the coach's call. Still learning that position, but so much raw talent there. See what Syracuse offers up here.
Well,
now it's Tatter, the vet. He's rejected.
wow, great out-of-system swing there from somebody who doesn't normally play the right side.
Meanwhile, it's Antonio getting the kill. So, 18-15.
And you're seeing the versatility of two of the main guns in the match tonight for either team. You see Tatter, who's normally a middle. She's playing right side, having to take some out-of-system swings and in-system. And then you're looking at Antonio playing left side and right side. Boy, that versatility is helping both of their teams right now.
Tatter, by the way, that star last year. She's got a chance here and gets the kill. I mean, this is a player who led the team in blocks last year. A .340 hitting percentage this year and a team leading 137 kills, getting her going here in set one.
But good coaches find ways to get their best players involved. And, you know, when she was in the middle spot up until now, she was not getting as many opportunities as the coaching staff would have liked. You know, if you can't pass well, you can't really get those middles steadily involved. And so making that move, putting her to the right side, gives her more opportunities.
Syracuse hanging around within 3. What's it going to be? What's it to push them over the edge? Maybe take the lead here in set one. What's it going to take?
I think we need one other person to make a couple plays offensively for Syracuse. Right now, it's Waddy and Antonio, and, you know, they're getting some things done. They're executing, but, you know, like right now, both of them are in the back row. So who in the front row right now for Syracuse can make a play?
Something we talked about coming into the match is it's a lot of Sherlyn Antonio, who has emerged as a young star on this team, 91 kills, leading the team. Meanwhile, for Virginia, there you see up top, big play, Varicia Yan, who we haven't talked about as much, but she's a dangerous player for Virginia, too.
Well, for sure. And, you know, getting recognition for 1,000 career kills pre-match was pretty special for her. I'm sure that she wants to have a good performance tonight to build on that.
Now for Wilson, gets the kill. 21-16.
Yep. And this is the part of the match where we're deep into the first set. You're starting to see some tendencies emerge. And if you're tracking shot chart at home, both the right sides for Virginia are heavy cross-court attackers.
Carlin taking the distance for your Friday night ACC volleyball matchup. Back underway. There she is. Antonio is long.
Oh, calling for a touch. Didn't look like she got it. That set led her a little bit too far. She had to brudge up a little bit to get to that ball. But that's the idea, right? You want to get your best players involved, even if the back row and the front row, wherever she is. That gives you your best point scoring opportunity. Just missed on that one.
A sophomore from Laurel, Maryland, Melina Brooking goes long there, and it's Virginia now by 5.
Oh, my apologies. She did get that kill.
Here's Varicia Yan again. Yan, the transfer from West Florida, joined the program last summer and has been a huge impact. Another miscommunication from the Orange. Leaves it to Schlichter.
Out of system swing. Here's an opportunity for Syracuse.
They go to Antonio. Nice save on the back line. Dug out by Velasquez there. Up front for Hecht. Makes the play.
Heads up play by Hecht. Again, you're seeing the range and the versatility that she brings as an attacker. She really peppers the court well, and she makes every defender make a play, testing out the defense. Heads up play.
There you get another look. Oh, what a play on the other side. What a save. Meanwhile, it's a kill up front for Syracuse. They stay in it here, 23-18.
Boy, and I wondered that last play there, Kevin. Virginia was wondering if that ball hit the antenna first, questioning the official. The call was the ball went off the block into the antenna, but it was kind of a bang-bang play.
Might look at this.
A little clarity.
It's Reagan Trueblood having the conversation with the official there, the near side official. Trueblood was the player who made that play to save there to keep Virginia in that point.
Yep. Looks like the explanation was received. Play on.
Virginia 2 points away from their first set victory in the ACC. There's Wilson, gets the kill, 24-18.
Wow. And as this match goes on, Syracuse has to figure out digging and defending that cross-court shot from the right sides of Virginia. You know, both Wilson and Tatter have been point scoring pretty much at will, hitting that cross-court shot. And so maybe it's a defensive adjustment, a blocking adjustment, but Coach Bakir needs to figure that piece out.
Both teams trying to grow their programs in the ACC, ranked at 14 and 15 in the coaches poll preseason. Antonio is rejected! Exclamation point for Virginia to win set one and their first in the ACC.
Wow. Let's be smart about how we're handling our defense. Let's pick up on maybe some offensive tendencies, like where the right sides are attacking. Right now, they're pretty much all cross court. Those sorts of things can kind of give you a little edge. If you're Virginia, it's about not letting up. It's about getting a little more comfortable in this 6-2 rotation that they're trying for the first time and keeping the pressure on Syracuse.
And a point to Virginia. Double contact the call.
Yeah, those things are going to happen. They're part of the game, but at the same time, you know, you need some balance. You know, you need to have a couple other players just be efficient. You know, they don't have to get 15 kills, but can you give the defense of Virginia someone else to focus on, particularly when Antonio's in the front row?
That's C.C. Hecht with the service ace. You saw that note right there. I mean, Syracuse, we knew this was coming, right? Sherlyn and Antonio, that main source of offense. That's what Coach Bakir told us. I mean, it's showing, right, to the first set and change.
It is. You know, it's such a tough, boy. That was close.
And that was out.
That was close.
Very close.
Yeah, I think we might see a challenge here. And why not?
Here's a look.
Boy, and on the second replay there, Kevin, I think that ball might have been in.
So that was Lauren McCabe, by the way, on the attack. A grad student they just got over from Seattle.
Wow. And this is kind of a mini timeout. You can go over a couple of coaching points as the officials are looking at this review. You know, and keep in mind, any part of the ball that touches the line and it's in, you have to have clear vision or space between the line and the ball. We'll see what they come up with. Yep.
Point to Syracuse, their first of the set.
Yep. And that's a good call, Kevin. You know, credit the officials for looking at that and getting it right. But it was a close call, but it was the correct call.
Talk about getting other players involved. Lauren McCabe trying to get going. I mean, this is a player who, here you get another look.
Yep.
I would agree.
Yep, right on the line.
McCabe, by the way, a player for Seattle who started every match she played there.
A lot of experience.
Yep. There's Bowie. Other side, it's Antonio. Rejected up front. Tatter a big part of it.
Wow. Gosh, what kind of a block are you staring at when you've got Lily Gervasi and Tatter in your face? You know, that's going to put a lot of stress on Antonio to mix up her shots, see high hands, and, you know, could she come with some versatility in her attacking? Because right now, the matchup is favoring Virginia. You know, Kevin, getting back to that point about the fight and the grit, the resiliency that Coach Bakir was mentioning pre-match, and we've seen some of it, you know, from Syracuse. When you're kind of clawing and scratching and fighting in that way, the challenge is how long can you sustain it? You know, because you fight hard in one set, you lose by 2 or 3 points. You know, you're right there, and then in the second set, kind of maybe a similar thing's taking shape, and it really tests you as an athlete. How long can you keep that emotional fight up for the entirety of the match? And, you know, if they can get that endurance with that piece of the game, then I think we'll see a battle throughout the match. But I've also seen it the other way, where, you know, teams really battle hard and then they get later in the match and it just gets exhausting.
A timeout here. Again, Syracuse continues to roll with Shirley Antonio, who had the error there. And it's a challenge on that last point.
Yeah, and you know, again, if you're Syracuse, why not? You won the last challenge. If you see enough that it's even close, this kind of stops the momentum from really taking off for Virginia, and you want to try to do any little thing you can to keep the momentum at a steady pace so that you can stay in this match.
They're challenging the touch. Meanwhile, for Syracuse, remember, Shirley Antonio, the 6 kills. Zaria Harris-Wadi, 2 kills, and Lauren McCabe, the other 2. That's all of Syracuse's offense. Let's get one more look at that last.
Yeah, we should get a good look at it here. Well, I think that caught the middle finger of Bowie.
There's your angle right there. Oh, it's going to be a point to Syracuse.
Yeah,
it's going to be a point to Syracuse. Second challenge won in the set.
Yep, we got the micro touch.
There you go. They saw something. All right, so 2 challenges, 1 for the Orange. That's how they get 2 of their 3 points.
Yeah, and so far, Antonio on the right side has been money for Syracuse. That's where she is scoring most of her points. She gets a little more seam in the block on that side, a little different matchup. We'll see if they try to feature her on that side of the net a little bit more when they can.
Antonio will have the service. This year, 2 service aces from number 23. There's a point for Virginia, 5-3.
The paintbrush kill always scores, kind of that knuckleball. And sometimes you don't get a great contact on it, and it just keeps the defense frozen for that half second.
Another challenge? What are you looking at here?
Well, I'm wondering if he is challenging if the ball got up, but that was pretty clear to me that that ball hit the court, so I'm not sure. I did not see the net move. I don't think you can challenge if there was a net violation, but they're definitely reviewing something.
They're going to check the score here, make sure the score is right.
There you go.
So Coach Bakir Ganesharotam has kept these officials busy. Set 2.
Yep. And again, you just feel like if you're a Virginia fan, you're a little stuck in the mud here.
Yeah.
You can't quite get that traction going and really take off because of the slow pace the last few points.
They're icing them, Corey.
Yeah, and it's working.
Here we go. Haley Velasquez on for the service for UVA. Dug out by Antonio up front, and there's a kill for Syracuse. It's Harris-Wadi for her 3rd.
Well, and if you're Syracuse, if you could win the first contact, great pass by Antonio there to have all 3 options in play. That's going to give you one-on-one matchups and really give Wadi an opportunity to score.
Went to Paul VI High School. That's a tough conference to play in. She's showing what she can do in the ACC. Meanwhile, on the other side, CCF product of Texas A&M makes the play.
Boy, she is just seeing the court so well. You think about the shot selection, and every time she goes for a shot, it's intentional. She sees the spot she wants to exploit, and she executes.
Using her final year of eligibility on the Who's.
First short serve we've seen in the match.
Like the Syracuse.
Yeah, boy, Searzant is physical when it's in her wheelhouse. That was a great setter-hitter connection there. And again, we talked about having one other person for Syracuse to kind of step up in these spots. You know, can they execute a few plays and add some balance? Searzant's trying to take that role on.
Good call. Both of these coaches talked about Shirley Antonio. There's a kill near side from Chloe Wilson. As that star player, it's like in kicking and screaming, get the ball to the Italians. She's like, get the ball to Shirley Antonio. And, I mean, they have. 16 attacks.
Well, and when everyone in the gym knows you're going to get the volume, you know, you think about a little pressure there, but she's handling it very well. Again, it's an opportunity for someone else on our team to step up a little bit.
Rejection up front, but it's out. Point to Virginia.
Well, and smart tactic here by Coach Wells. You know, you've got Schlichter playing left front. She's normally not an outside hitter for Syracuse. She's a defensive specialist that's kind of thrust into that role. Not a huge block, and so they're trying to flow their offense to that side to take advantage of that mismatch.
There's a slide and a kill for Syracuse. Leader Mueller makes the play. That's her first kill for the Orange.
Well, and it follows Sierzan's kill. So, you know, we're kind of ordering up someone else to maybe step up here and help some balance. And we're seeing two players get into that role for Syracuse. See if they can keep it rolling.
Just the 14th kill on the year for Leader Mueller. Tries to sneak one over. Another chance. Near side kill. It's Patter back in the action in set two.
And this is something I want to watch, Kevin. The last 3 serves from Syracuse have either gone to Heck or Gamillion, the libero. And I think you're flirting with fire if you're serving those two because they've proven to be the best passers so far. I think you need to mix it up, maybe go at Bowie a little bit more if she's in the pattern, but somebody that isn't passing dimes.
Worked around it and able to get the kill. It's Leader Mueller for her second. How about that?
Sometimes it's not pretty. It's better be lucky than good. So, yeah, but that's we'll take it.
All right, Cuse within 2. There's a kill for Syracuse. That's Alyssa Burtz on the service ace, actually.
Yep. And again, you know, you have to be intentional about your service pressure and your targeting. That is something you completely control, is that serving skill. And so who are you targeting, who are you going after, and how effective can you be? You know, because, I mean, look at that right-in system. You know, when they split the court, how they lined up in that serve-receive pattern, Kevin, it makes it difficult on the server because you have to be more pinpoint, right? But if you can keep the ball away from Gamillion and Heck, I think you have a better chance to put pressure on the offense of Virginia.
2-point set, yeah, 10-8. Up front for Antonio. I haven't seen much of her in the second set. Virginia able to notch a point.
Just coming to the front row again, and you know, give her credit. She's trying to mix up her shots. She's trying to do some things differently because you see the block that's in front of her, but just a little better execution, I think she'll have more success.
In front for Antonio, who's rejected. This time it's up front, Chloe Wilson. Abby Tatter in on that as well.
Yeah, and it's got to start with the pass here. You know, the best thing that you can do as a teammate is try to take pressure off your fellow teammates, and you can do that by stepping in when it's needed, and right there, just getting a pass where we can run something other than an outside ball.
Freed over for Tatter.
I'm not sure that ball cleared, but
chance for Syracuse, and they get the kill.
Yep, official said played on. You saw both teams kind of hesitate a little bit. Did that ball hit the tape and come back to Tatter? Did it go off the block?
It's the 8th kill for Sherlyn Antonio, and it's 13-12-9.
Good serve.
Chance for Syracuse, they freed over. Outside Antonio, who's blocked again.
Okay.
Mauricia Yon, Abby Tatter.
Boy, put yourself in Letter Mueller's shoes as the setter here. You want to get Antonio some opportunities and some good looks so that she can score, keep her confidence high. What better opportunity than on a free ball? The flip side of that coin is you're not getting balance or giving other hitters opportunities to get into a rhythm. So that's a tricky situation, but great block by Tatter.
Resort to Harris Waddy. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's a point to Syracuse. Hanging around again in set 2.
Yep.
And Syracuse looking for their first set win in the ACC.
Again, who do they target here in serve receive? I would assume they're going to go at Bowie if they can.
They go to Yana the slide and just tipped over Chloe Wilson again. 14-10.
Now, I'm not entirely sure that ball broke the plane before they contacted it. And if it's not the third contact, you can't do that. But no challenge by Syracuse.
They've done that plenty in set two. Twice. 2 victories as well. Haley Velasquez on the service. Haley's got 13 service aces this year. Boy, the blocks up front for Virginia have been there.
Well, and you think about the predictability of the offense so far, a lot of it has to do with passing. You know, it's going to favor the blockers every time. You know, credit Syracuse for trying to mix it up with a little, you know, middle to outside balance, but so far the block for Virginia had or Jan, you've got some balance now. It just makes it tougher on the opponents because they can't key on just one player.
So Virginia this time goes to Chloe Wilson. Power from the near side. That's Antonio again. Dug out. Nice play.
How about the liberos for both teams making plays?
Wilson, her second chance. This time it's executed. Out of the break. Point, Virginia.
Boy, Alyssa Burt is just what a tall order she has tonight. Making the first couple of plays. Wilson says, let me get you another one. Boy.
She's not going to miss twice. The senior from Nashville and transfer from Wake Forest, a program that's come on strong in the last couple of years. Another point to Virginia. That's Schlichter on the...
Yeah, I'm sure just try to extend plays, you know.
Again, Syracuse, a team that is one of 4 universities across the country with just 0 seniors on the roster. A couple of grad students, but I mean, the team was decimated just a year ago. Hecht.
Boy, great dig by Antonio.
What a diving play on the back end.
This is what Syracuse has to do, is extend plays.
Long and a point to Virginia. Boy, well, we talked about in set 1, Syracuse fighting. It feels like it's Virginia fighting to keep that lead.
But Virginia just looks a little more comfortable in those longer rally situations. You know, they just came off a tough match at North Carolina and Duke last weekend, playing those tough opponents on the road. And so, you know, they had some long rallies in those matches. I think Syracuse is just having to work so hard to manufacture points.
There's Gamillion diving on the floor, able to get to the last one, but not that one there. And Syracuse gets one back, stops the 6-0 scoring run for the Hoos.
Yeah, this is actually a good rotation for Virginia with Burt, the libero for Syracuse, rotating off.
Set up for Hecht. Powerful strike.
Boy, how impressive has she been tonight?
Yeah.
You think about just the variety of shots, her vision. You know, we've seen power, we've seen finesse, we've seen angle, line, high hands. I mean, she's got the whole package as an attacker.
She was described to us as scrappy with a chip on her shoulder. I mean, she looks dominant in the ACC. Set up behind. That's Wilson. Gets the kill.
Wow.
Chloe with her 7th, leading the team.
And you hate to see that ball fall. I think anytime you're in this situation and you're Syracuse, if there's an off-speed ball at all, you want to own that, right? You say, hey, if you're going to score, you've got to hit pace, you've got to bring power. We're going to scoop up everything off speed, or if our block gets a good touch. And so those are the balls you want to really fight to win.
Schlichter. The roll, dug out by Virginia. Another chance up front. Kind of miscommunication up there for Syracuse. Happened a couple times. Sets up the opportunity for Virginia to get the kill.
But I tell you, Kevin, I'm really impressed with Alyssa Burt. She is showing a ton of fight for Syracuse, as are a lot of their players, but she's really carrying that mantra, diving on the floor, making defensive plays, keeping her team in it, communicating. A Syracuse fan, a Syracuse supporter, you've got to think about the long game here. You know, this is great experience for some of these younger players. That's going to bear a ton of fruit later. You get your squad healthy next year. You get everybody in your gym through the spring with this experience they're getting in the fall. And I tell you, the future is looking bright for Syracuse because of these unfortunate situations. You know, you don't wish that on anybody, of course, but it can bear fruit later, the experience that they're getting now.
That's what Coach Bakir said. He said they're thrusted into these spots and forced to play in big spots. He mentioned playing at Louisville last week and the atmosphere there, and it's players who haven't experienced that at all. Freshmen, transfers from D2s, and into that spot, it's excellent experience. Maybe not the result on the floor as much, but able to be put in those positions.
Well, 100%. And, you know, next year when they go back there or whenever it is, and, you know, go to play Pitt on the road, those players are going to remember we've been here before, right? And if you can execute a little bit in that situation, and then the confidence starts to come, and, you know, that's when you can start to really compete in that type of an arena.
It also doesn't look like a team emotionally right now that looks like they're down by 9 in set 2 and 0-2 in the ACC, playing with a ton of juice. They get a point there, 22-14.
What a great blocking move by McCabe. You know, and those are the types of plays that Syracuse needs right now, just to let Virginia know you can't score at will on us. We're still here. We're still going to defend. We're still going to battle. Great footwork, great reach.
Set up, back end for Heck. Launching one to the other side.
Great touch from the block again.
See if they go to her again. No, it's behind. And Tatter is rejected. Syracuse on a run of their own.
Boy, and just the last 2 series has been their block. You know, you look at their prep, their blocking posture, their ice sequencing, and get a good look at it here. Watch the footwork to reach over on balance and deny that ball by Antonio. Great look for their block.
Schlechter serves it over. Athleticism up front from Tatter. That's Antonio. Chameleon's there. This is for Tatter again with the kill.
That's a little fortunate there. That ball hit the top of the tape and kind of rolled over into the seam of the block. But I'd like to see McCabe be more aggressive on the first contact there. It looked like it might have been an overpass. You know, as a coach, I would always take an overpass call because I wanted my middle blockers to be aggressive on anything tight.
McCabe right now second on the team in kills with 5, right behind Antonio. This is freed over by Chameleon.
Syracuse is getting opportunities.
Right after the timeout. And another point for Syracuse. Way long is Bowie.
Yep. And, you know, you think about the shot selection by Antonio there. She's trying to go deep line, you know, and kind of test if that corner's open. That's a good thought. Just have to be a little quicker. You know, Hecht is a quick athlete in the backcourt, great reader defensively. Got to challenge her a little bit more with your execution.
Chameleon now outside. Tatter finds space. You talk about efficiency, right? Abby Tatter has it.
Boy, you just look at the hitting percentages so far across the board for Virginia, and, you know, they're kind of having their way, you know, and every time Syracuse gets a stuff block or makes one defensive play, kind of slowing it down, Virginia comes right back and gets on a 3 or 4 point run. Great hustle by Schlechter.
Deflected at the net. Right there was Jan. It's Jan again. It's Chameleon. Right past the 10-foot. The big sack.
The best sequence we've seen from Virginia tonight. Everyone involved, everyone defending. They really wanted to put
this year in the ACC.
A lot of boxes could be checked tonight for Virginia, and that's obviously their goal. You know, they're one set away. They just need to play clean, stay in rhythm. You know, and if you're Syracuse, again, we've seen fight, we've seen extended rallies and some positive things. You just have to keep playing. You know, take care of your job, your focus, play within yourself. We're seeing some offensive balance. You know, Waddy was hot early. Can we get her back involved? You know, McCabe was blocking better at the end of the set 2. Can she bring that blocking presence here in set 3? There's some pieces here for Syracuse for sure.
It's a tall task for Syracuse too, right? You're You have to see Lauren McCabe, a player from Seattle who was dominant there, but step up in a big role in an ACC team. So some of these transfers kind of thrusted into big spots in the ACC.
Yeah, you know, injuries are a part of the game, and roster depth is always a part of a team game. You know, Syracuse is feeling that right now, and we might not see the fruit of it tonight or even this weekend, but the experience that these players are getting is valuable, and it will bear fruit down the line.
Incredible save from Virginia there. They free it over to Syracuse, who takes a 2-1 lead. Alyssa Bird on the service.
Boy, this is a tough serving rotation for Virginia with 3 really great passers. Boy, look at the block by Antonio. You know, but I'm looking at Burt back here thinking, who's she going to pick on? Who's she going to serve to? Because we've got 3 really good passers in the pattern. And she just goes really tough jump float cross court, gets him out of system.
Milan Gomilian, one of them. We haven't talked about her as much. The transfer libero from Maryland. Set up outside for Hecht, who can't find space. And a kill up front.
Wow. Just an unfortunate play. You know, a tight ball to the block. Just a little, timing was a little bit off there, causing that ball to drift over to left front.
Finding space.
Wow, what a serve by Hecht.
Still a chance. Antonio dug out by Hecht. The chance behind for Tatter, who wasn't set up. And it's a point for Cuse.
Yeah, that was one of the few setter-hitter connections that wasn't very clean tonight. You know, it's only one. Sometimes that happens, but that's one thing to keep an eye on here. If you're Coach Wells, you know, you played well so far. Your offense is firing on all cylinders. We definitely don't want to let Syracuse off the hook with any miscues.
Miscue there from Syracuse. And into the service, it's Gomilian. Remember, this is a player from Bowie, Maryland. Coach Wells talks all about keeping talent in the DMV. She's able to bring it back with Gomilian, who again played at Maryland for most of her collegiate career. That's long, but deflected a point for Syracuse.
Yep. Great shot by Antonio, high hands. That's a great adjustment. She looks a lot more comfortable, Kevin, hitting from the right side. And that's something I think for the future, maybe the rest of this set, but definitely moving forward. Maybe she can score a little bit more, have better opportunities if we can get her on the right side a little bit.
A couple of service errors from Syracuse. Coach Buck here talks all about this is a learning experience this year, this game for this team, and again, something to learn from here at Mem Gym. 5-4 Cuse in set 3. And freed over, nice save there. That's Schlichter, diving stop there from Burt. Gomilian sets up Wilson. Who's long?
Boy, Syracuse is just very fortunate to win that point because twice early in the rally they had some miscommunication or hesitation there where they had to just have a free ball instead of getting a quality swing. Syracuse really needs to focus on their communication in those spots to keep that fight consistent.
Harris Waddy sends it over. Up front, that's the freshman getting it done. It's Lauren Bowie. We haven't heard her as much since the first set. Makes it a 6-4 set.
Yep, she wasn't quite in rhythm on that attempt. Underset just a little bit, and you see her kind of change her approach. Just kind of throw that ball through the block. Sometimes those will score.
Haley Velasquez, the Wilmington, Delaware product, sends it over. There's a chance, finding some space is Schlichter. She's been trying to do that all match, finds it there.
Well, and it's such a smart play. She went for that shot 2 other times. She had one error. The other time, I think it either scored or got him out of system. If you're a smaller player that's facing a really big block, you have to be crafty. You have to have those, what we call beat shots, right? That just kind of manipulate the court. Boy, that's going to leave a mark. Wow.
How about that? Chloe Wilson, the power from the far side.
Boy, I tell you, Bert's kind of laughing it off, and kudos to her. I think she wants another chance at that, but yeah, that's you'll be feeling that on Monday.
The exit velo from that was some heat. Service error, point to Cuse, 8-5, largest lead tonight at 3.
Yep, and you know, that's what you want if you're Syracuse. Let's just hang around. Let's continue to battle. Let's be smart. You know, limit our bad unforced errors, keep the ball in play, and keep a little bit of pressure on Virginia to continue to execute. That's step number 1.
That's been trouble for Cuse throughout the whole set. Their 3rd service error and a point to Virginia.
Yeah, that's going to be something they'll have to dial back in. This early, you know, 15 combined points to have 3 service errors is a little too much.
It's Virginia back to the service. Ashley Lee sends it over. There's a slide and an attack from Leader Mueller. Serves as a setter. Meanwhile, attack powering run across. Deflected away. Another shot for CC. It's the roll. It's the point for UVA. We're tied at 8, set 3.
And this is a tendency, Kevin, that Syracuse needs to start to pick up on as a learning opportunity for these younger players. CC Hecht has shown that if she goes power and you deny her, she's going to go off speed probably the next shot or two. So be on the lookout for that off-speed ball. The longer the rally goes and she gets multiple opportunities, it's probably going to come your way.
That's a player who's played some big-time volleyball in the SEC. That's a deflection up front. And a Syracuse point. They retake the lead. Credit to Sherlyn Antonio there up front and Leader Mueller.
Yeah, and the ball control for Virginia is starting to get just a little bit out of sorts. You know, they were really clean that first couple sets on first contact, digging and passing, and starting to get a little wobbly here in set 3.
Hecht, there you go. First chance goes to the power.
And why not? It's been successful most of the time. You know, that out-of-system swing, just great approach, great rhythm. She just gets a good shoulder load and really gets a lot of pace behind her shot.
A player who's played a ton with Texas A&M, too. One of the main parts with the Aggies. It's a Syracuse point. Back in, Antonio with the kill.
Yeah, I mean, what a great set by Lettermuller there. You know, tight ball, kind of held the middle blocker. You set outside, get Antonio a little bit more one-on-one. She converts. Boy, credit the service pressure for Syracuse the last 5 or 6 points. Kind of forcing Virginia out of system, and it's paying off with transition offense.
Picking up the blocks, too, and yeah, there's Antonio again, number 23. Get the ball to the Italians. It's Sherlyn Antonio again. It's a 2-point lead for Cuse.
Yep. And this is a great moment for both teams because for Syracuse, let's continue to show fight throughout the match, right? You're down 2 sets to none. You're on the road. Maybe some fans think it's over, right? We'll be out of here in 3, but you're playing well despite 3 service errors. You're putting a lot of pressure on. You are serving tougher. But it's also a great learning moment for Virginia because
opportunity to do it here. That's Tatter. Off the timeout. See how they make any adjustments. Get the block up front. Tatter again.
And, you know, part of having the opportunity, being up 2 sets to none to put this match away is staying assertive, right? That doesn't mean swinging wildly or, you know, serving balls as hard as you can, but can you stay assertive, attacking the court, you know, limiting your off speed just to keep the pressure on Syracuse? That's a great way to close this match out. But again, a learning moment here for Virginia in this situation. Can they do it here in 3 sets with Syracuse having the lead?
Set up in front. That's for the freshman Bowie, who's dug out. Opportunity. It is long.
Wow.
Off the hand of Antonio.
Wow. We got a touch. Line judge called a touch, but the official overruled. Oh, I hope they didn't catch it. Oh, wow. Okay.
Syracuse did not win. And it's a Virginia point. It's a big one, too. 13-11 now.
And I also wonder if Antonio might have been over the line.
Virginia with the service. It's Trueblood.
Good block touch there. Oh, can't control it.
Point to Syracuse. That was Searsant.
Boy, one thing we didn't really talk about much at the top, Kevin, is the passing prowess of Antonio. You know, I've been impressed with her passing tonight. She's really held her own in serve receive.
There's a service ace on the back end. That is Harris Waddy.
Yeah,
her second.
And just really smart tactic here. Let's go after the freshman who doesn't have a ton of experience in serve receive. Let's try to keep it away from Hecht and Chameleon, who've proven that they can pass well.
Back to back for Harris Waddy, who's stepping up from that back line. And look at this, it's 11-16, Cuse.
Timeout.
There's second. Here's another look. Harris Waddy delivering some solid services.
Yeah, and when you're splitting the court as two passers, Will, going from a three-person pattern.
Maybe wasn't going to play this big of a role, but she stepped into it and stepped into it well. There's another service ace. It's Harris Waddy again. 3 straight, Syracuse up 6.
Wow, and it's been the service pressure from Waddy the last 3 serves. Now we see the shift going from the 3-person pattern back to the 2. Kind of daring her to serve that deep zone 1. Wow.
4 in a row for Harris Waddy.
Wow. Just like you drew it up, right? And this is, again, a good learning moment for Virginia because it doesn't look like they spent a ton of time in two-passer patterns, 2-man passing patterns, and you know they're getting exploited a little bit.
Chance for Virginia, and they will get their first point sometime. Surviving in set 3, 6-point lead for the Orange.
Yep. First time we've really seen that slide from Jan tonight. Great time to mix it in, get a different look. Good execution, good rhythm.
Maricia Jan, a player who was huge last year from West Florida in her first year in the program, led the team in hitting percentage just a year ago. Still a big part in this organization. Chance for the Cuse. Now up 7, 19-12. There she is again. It's Antonio.
Wow, and again, we're just seeing better shot selection from her. You know, from the first set to the third set. She's seeing a very physical block, but she's finding the seams. She's finding the angles. Better vision in set 3.
Syracuse putting it all together here. Jan, the slide, no back for Antonio. Diving stop, Chameleon. But this looks like a different Orange team.
Wow. Great offensive balance there in that series. You think about just the options that Mueller had, you know, as a setter, because you had great ups by Bird, you know, the couple of free ball opportunities. Way to execute.
Hex, the timing attempt, blocked up by Cuse again. Schlichter can't find space, but it's freed over. They go to Antonio. It's the slide and the kill. Lear Mueller.
Yep. And I'm questioning a little bit the blocking philosophy here from Virginia. You've got Schlichter in left front, right? And you're running McCabe on the slide. That's been effective. Why not stack your block toward the slide and take your option one-on-one against Schlichter on the left side? Because I just think that'd be a better philosophy here. Did she get the line? Boy. You know, and when it's this late in a set, you're trying to get momentum back. You have to stop what's working in the now. And, you know, except for that last kill, I spoke too soon. And yeah, we're going to get a challenge, maybe.
Challenge, I believe, from Wells.
That ball might have been out by Schlichter.
Yeah, it's called in. They want want that reversed. That was close. The right on the line there. That was Schlichter again. Not the tallest player in the gym, but can jump and has gotten a lot of opportunities for Syracuse, the freshman from Leithen, Germany.
Yeah, and she's starting to feel a little better, getting in a rhythm from, set one to now. She had a couple of unforced errors early, but I think she's really settled in and she's being assertive on what she's doing. Yeah, that's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in. I think Coach Wells is taking a page out of Coach Bakir's book. Early he was running some, challenges to try to slow momentum, and they kind of went his way. I don't think this one's going to go Coach Wells' way, but, at this point, she's just trying to light a little fire and get her team to respond to this moment that Syracuse has raised their level.
Well, hold on a second. That's close.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. The ball compresses when it hits the floor.
Yeah.
So if any part of the ball touches any part of the line, it's in. And that is a closer look than what it looked originally. But I still think it's in.
Here's the one thing Coach Shannon Wells said from Virginia. She said, athletes can take over this game. So if Syracuse wants to pull off an upset, here's her call. And it's going to be in.
Yep. Syracuse
will get the point. Virginia loses a challenge. But athletes, it seems like in this third set, kind of taking over. Schlichter, one of them, of course, Antonio.
Yeah, and if you're down 2-0 on the road, then, you can take one of two mindsets. One is, okay, this is kind of over. We tried, but it's not going to go our way. Or you can take the mindset that let's just focus on set 3. All the pressure's on them to close it out. No one's expecting us to do much right now. Let's turn the tide. And you're seeing Syracuse really adopt that mantra. Great to see them show this fight.
Resilience, the word Coach Bakir used to describe his squad. They have an opportunity on the slide. Picked up by Virginia. It's Trueblood to Hecht.
No touch. All net. Boy, and for Hecht, every time she's swung aggressively, good things have happened. So that was really the first miscue she's had.
Seems like on a couple of fronts, Syracuse is figuring out Virginia. It's Schlichter on the service into the net. That's what, the 4th time now in the set.
Yeah, she's really got to be careful. Just take that extra second, get a good rhythm, a good toss, good contact. You're right in reach of forcing this to a 4th set. You don't want to have any bad errors to let Virginia off the hook.
On the other side, Virginia, Coach Wells takes pride in her squad's ability on the service. They have an error there. Set point coming up.
Boy,
broadcaster's jinx, very great.
Okay, if you're Syracuse, let's just hold on for one more point. Let's put this to bed, refocus for set 4. If you're Virginia, let's get a couple of points here to get some momentum going into set 4, because Syracuse raised their level. They're challenging us to do the same.
How about Cuse? Resounding set up at all. Virginia has played with 10.
Yeah, if you're Virginia, just the hard truth is, if you want to make a statement in the ACC, these are the types of matches you need to win. And it's a tough league. If you're going to go up, who's going to go down? You have those conversations. But, Syracuse is not at full strength right now. And if you have that type of situation across the net, you need to capitalize.
Nice play from Schlichter, able to save it. And that's out. It's another point to Virginia, who's coming out with some fire.
Yeah, and you expected as much. Coach Wells and her staff obviously were disappointed in the finish there at set 3. And so you like that little fire to get that refocus, get a little more pep in the step and that assertiveness. Hey, let's get after these guys in set 4. Let's get this done.
So bottom left of your screen, Virginia has not beaten Syracuse since September of 2003. It can all change tonight. Heck, the roll. What a play. What a play on the other side from Schlichter. Freshman, Bowie, out. Syracuse on the board.
And it starts with great defense. You know, if you want to scrap your way back into a match, if the other team is just having their way, it's service pressure and just play guts out defense, right? Let's get after it. Nothing easy is going to score. You're seeing that happen for Syracuse. And for Bowie, you know, that's an aggressive swing. Coach Wells said they want her to stay assertive no matter what. See if she can switch up her shot. That's not the set to do it there, but, you know, can she stay assertive in this moment? Because if she can learn that piece as a freshman, now a month, you know, down the road toward the end of the season, definitely next year, it's going to bear fruit.
You made a point there about Syracuse. One thing that Coach Wells' team, she said she wants to put pressure on the opponent all game, right? Creating those unforced errors that we've seen in sets 1 and 2. We see one again here in set 4.
Yeah, and both teams have their energy up right now. I think it's, you know, going to come down to which team starts to dip a little bit with their energy. You got to celebrate all the little things that happen, come together on the court as much as you can, because right now it's a battle.
There's a point for Syracuse. It's 3-3. That was Antonio again on the attack.
I'm so impressed with her, Kevin. Just so many ways, you know, again, she is a different attacker now than she was in set 1. I think we can agree there. You know, she's sped up her arm swing. She's hitting better shots. She's seeing the court better.
What a strike from Tatter. Efficiency epitomized from number 3 in gray.
Oh, my gosh. What a great set by Ashley Lee. Holding that block. You know, Antonio thought she was going to set the middle, go with Jan, but instead she kicks it back to Tatter. 1-on-none. Highlight play right there.
Reagan Trueblood on for the service. Works it near side.
Oh, wow.
Unforced errors.
Yep.
I mean, that is exactly what Coach Wells wants to see, right? Consistency in terms of the service, creating those unforced errors on the other side.
Yeah, started with a great serve. See if she goes back after Schlechter again, who's moved into middle back position. Yep.
What a play by Gamillion. Transfer from Maryland. Other side. Once again, the power. Thanks to Chloe Wilson.
Yeah. And the last 2 sets to the right side have been a little quicker tempo. I think that's something Coach Wells talked about in between sets 3 and 4 was let's up our tempo a little bit. That also adds a little swag factor, right? Gets everybody involved because we're going faster. It's kind of like that 2-minute offense, you know, for football.
There's a kill on the other side. There she is. It's Antonio. Power cross court from 2-3.
Antonio says, I don't care what kind of tempo you're running. I'm running my own tempo over here. Great swing by Antonio.
Power, raw talent from Sherlyn Antonio. Bringing a lot of that offense. 14 of the 16 points. Here's a kill.
And again, a faster set. So starting to pick up on that tendency here that, you know, they're going to run a little faster offense here in set 4. You know, Virginia's going to. And so the blockers for Syracuse have to make that adjustment.
That was Varicia Jan. Here's Haley Velasquez. 13 service aces this year, second on the team. Flex one away.
Wow.
Free it over. Gamillion, Syracuse, a chance.
Boy, defense for both sides right now at an all-time high.
Schlichter, oh, just off the line. Virginia by 4.
Wow. We'll see if that rally sparks a run here for Virginia, because when you have one of the longest rallies in the match at this stage.
Virginia, you see, on a 5-1 run. Syracuse called the timeout, trying to stop the bleeding. Didn't, or it did work. That's long on the service there.
Well, just like you planned it in the timeout, right?
Right?
Hey, after the service error, we're going to catch fire. Good rotation for Syracuse. This is when Waddy had 4 aces in the last set. See if you can get on a roll here again.
Had the service there. Nice block up front. Virginia trying to respond. That's Hecht on the roll.
Smart shot, taking the setter out of the play.
Trueblood to Hecht again. Goes to the power, switching it up.
Boy, how about Waddy on defense?
Good back and forth here. Trueblood, Wilson, the power again. Can't hang with that power from the senior number 20 from Nashville.
Boy, I wonder if Wilson is keeping a head count of who she scores on. You know, I got Burt, check. I got Waddy, check. Great swing there by Wilson.
Jan.
Good pass.
It's for Hecht. What does she go with here? Alex with the power. What a dig. That's Burt on the other side. Nice save from Schlichter. Wilson, power again.
Boy, some great plays happening on both sides of the net. Great recognition. You know, Schlichter has gone for that sharp cross-court roll, and you see Hecht read that play that time and take it away. I don't think they're going to fall for that again. I think Schlichter's going to have to mix up her shots somewhere else.
Chloe Wilson now a team-leading 12 kills. Syracuse gets a point of service error. That's going to be a conversation for Coach Wells next practice for Virginia.
Yeah, and you're going to have service errors if you're being assertive, but you can't have them in bunches, right? That's the one thing you want to guard against. If your teammate misses her serve, you got to get yours in.
Wilson has emerged in set 3. Now it's Hecht. Deflected, but it's out. Virginia another point, 11-6.
Yeah, great shot by Hecht there, getting her feet to an underset ball, seeing the high outside hands, great tool shot.
Ashley Lee, the junior from Plano, Texas. Primarily a setter in the 6'2". Offers the service, dug out by Antonio. Deflection up front, nice block from Virginia.
Good coverage by Syracuse.
Schlichter elected to go with the roll, couldn't get it over. 11-12-6.
She wants that shot back. She knows that was a bad miss, and you know, this is a tough rotation for Syracuse. You've got Antonio in the back row. You've got a front row setter. You've only got 2 front row attackers. And so someone's got to produce. It's got to start with a pass. But, boy, and you hate the service error in that moment. Going for the short serve. We haven't seen that yet. Different tactic. But if you've got your opponent in a weaker rotation, that should be a green light to get a run. Let's stay assertive and really make them do something out of that weaker rotation.
Ashley Lee right there at the service for Virginia. She leads the team in service aces with 20. Meanwhile, service error. It's Schlichter again.
Wow. Maybe we're starting to see a little mental fatigue here by both teams. You know, it's been some emotion in the last set and a half.
I think it's the longest they both played in the ACC.
Fair, yeah.
Hecht.
The ball might have been going out.
Virginia.
Boy, the scrappiness of both teams is really coming through right now.
It's a freshman again, and making the play is the freshman Lauren Bowie.
Yep.
Net violation is actually the call, and it's a point to Virginia regardless.
Yeah, this is a really crucial time in this set here, Kevin. Syracuse needs to get momentum back on their side and get a little run here.
Antonio, the power, dug out Chameleon. Now it's Hecht. What a back and forth. Schlichter gets the kill. How about Schlichter?
Wow.
The freshman, no fear.
Well, you think about, you know, the last couple of shots hasn't really gone her way. And so to stay assertive in that moment and really go for your shot, trusting your coverage, knowing you have the double block up there, really gutsy play by Schlichter.
Virginia looking for their first win over Syracuse in 20 years. Last time it came was September of 2003. That's a big part of it. Abby Tanner, kill number 9, working her way toward double digits.
Are you seeing a trend here, Kevin? When we set the right side for the Who's, where's it going? We're going to hit down the line. I think Antonio needs to make a blocking adjustment, maybe bait that attacker, fake inside and jump outside, take away the line. Just do something different because they've scored their last 3 swings down the line from the right side.
Harris Waddy with the attack. Picked off by Virginia. Cross court from Tatter is long. You're right, Tatter, Wilson, they've gone down the line a ton. Heck's one of those players who's gone all over with the power and the roll. She's been versatile, 12 kills, leading Virginia.
Yeah, she's been spot on most of the match. You know, it's going to come down to service pressure here again. Who do you target? What kind of serves can we get if you're Syracuse right now to spark a run?
Wow! Timing. What a play. Mauricia.
Wow.
Number 7.
And I love what Virginia's doing the last set and a half with Jan. She's running some play sets that she didn't run in the first set or two. Just a little different look, kind of that step in front slide. First time we've seen it tonight. Just a different look to keep the blockers off balance.
Reagan Trueblood, one of those transfers they got. Deflected up on the attack from Antonio.
Boy, freshman on transfer over there.
Yeah. Do they go back? No. Cross court kill. Syracuse, that's Sears Ants. Number 4.
We're battling right now. We're getting side-out volleyball, but with this 6-point spread, is it enough? You know, Syracuse has to string together points in bunches to tie it up. They're running out of room here to get it done in set 4.
Up front, that's the kill from the freshman Lauren Bowie.
And it started with a great pass from Hecht. I mean, you know, if they're going to pass well late into the set, it puts a lot of pressure on the Syracuse defense. Still in decent shape. It's not insurmountable. Just got to focus on stringing 1-2 points together, get a mini run going.
Haley Velasquez on the service. Set up front. Deflected away. Wilson, the power again. It's been Wilson's set. It's 18-10.
Yeah, and you know, it's such a tough task. Antonio in the back row. You've got Slichter blocking in left front. You know, that's a mismatch. I think Wilson's going to go after that opportunity and get you to hit line. You know, you don't want to sink your defenders too deep to dig.
Virginia trying to put the finishing touches on Syracuse. Here in their 3rd ACC matchup. There's the kill. That's Schlichter again.
Boy, and you know, Coach Wells mentioned the service pressure, that's a strength of her team. She's really pleased with their serving. I'm not sure I would serve a lot at Burt here in this moment. I think you're making it a little bit tougher on yourselves if you're going at the other team's best passer.
Leading the team in digs this year, 114 with Cuse. That's long. Harris Waddy. Service error.
Yeah, and just unfortunate at this stage in the match. She's been hot from the service line and wanted to have an aggressive ball in play, just got a little bit away from her.
Varicia Jan will have this service here. Schlichter blocked up by Wilson, who will fire it left-handed. What a block in the back from Antonio to keep things alive.
Boy, is scrappy the right word for this? Because scrappy, grit, tenacity, resilience, you know, put your word of choice in the blank here, but Syracuse has shown us all of that stuff.
How about Sherlyn Antonio with the save on the back line and then find space on the kill? I mean, that's how good she can be as a player. And Virginia frees it over. There she is again.
Why
Takes
not?
some off on the changeup. 19-13.
Boy, it's all going your way right now if you're Antonio. Oh,
Put
wow.
that to music. How about that on back-to-back plays?
And this is a nice little mini run here by the Orange.
Wilson. Power cross court. Target Sears-Ants.
Yeah.
2013.
Boy, such a tough spot to be in when you can see what's coming. You can predict that they're going to run offense to the right side against the Schlichter block and still not be able to stop it. But credit Wilson, just a great swing.
That's deflected in front. It's a point to Virginia. They're 4 points away.
Yeah, I think they're starting to taste it a little bit here. Just stay the course, stay consistent, don't give up anything easy. See Coach Wells kind of motioning from the bench. Hey, we stay in the moment.
Nice job by Tatter on that last play. This time up front, deflected back. It's Hecht. Set up for Tatter.
Yeah.
3 points away. Virginia looking for their first win over Cuse since 2003.
Right now, Syracuse just needs to get a quality swing. Nothing easy to Virginia. Of course, we'll take that too.
There you go. Syracuse hanging around down 8. Meanwhile, for Syracuse offensively, I mean, this had to come at some point. Sherlyn Antonio, her first double-double of the year. 16 kills, 10 digs for the star player. And the transfer from Western Iowa. Wow.
Oh, I think they might have had a shot at that. Antonio and Bird both maybe hesitating just a little bit. But what a shot by Hecht, just really going after it. She wants to put an exclamation point on this thing, put it to bed. She's ready to get this win under her belt.
Too far to the left side. 23-15.
Yeah, you know, if you're Virginia, let's just stay consistent, stay in the moment. It's not quite over yet. If you're Syracuse, again, let's just play quality volleyball, extend the rallies, make them earn everything. Let's try to get to 20.
These are two young teams, too, right? And you can find a lot of silver linings for Syracuse today. Able to get their first set victory in the ACC, showed a lot of fight in set 3. Here's Tatter again. Gets the kill.
Boy, you cannot fault the effort of Syracuse tonight. You know, from top to bottom, we've seen consistent effort and assertiveness by the Orange.
Coach Bakir, you got to be happy with that, right? It's a growth year. That's into the net from Gamillion.
Yeah, it is a growth year. You've got a lot of younger players. You know, you have to look at it from the long game point of view that this experience is going to make every one of these players better down the road. It's going to make the program stronger down the road.
For the match.
Wow. And why not?
Virginia beats Syracuse for the first time since September